Welcome to Frame and Fiber. Fix this little. Okay, there we go. I'm Paige Miller, and I'm so glad you're here. This is a video for my May Live-A-Day 2022 challenge. Check out that hashtag either here on YouTube or Instagram to see other makers who are sharing what they do in May. This is a challenge hosted by Yolanda Jordan, a pal of mine. And this week I'm talking about picture framing, and today we are going to be talking about 3D objects. So let me know if you have any questions. Any picture framing questions at all, you can either leave down below in the comments, or you can leave it over on my community tab here on YouTube. Hello, Danielle, my pal. How are you? Pardon. So 3D objects like this guy right here. That's a drum cymbal that was broken. You can see the crack down there, but then it was painted by a friend of mine. And I mounted that in that frame. I originally had this really cool idea that I wanted it suspended on like the top, the post of the drum head, you know, like the cymbal, you know, this thing, whatever holds the cymbal up so you can smack it with your drumstick. I wanted to drill a hole in the glass, and then I never did because that was way too complicated. And it wasn't for a customer. And sometimes when it's not for a customer, it's for myself. You know, there's not the challenge there. No one's like rooting for you. So I just did it like that. That is, I should show you again. So this, because it's a cymbal made out of super heavy, super duty metal, I siliconed the edge down to the backer board. And so that puppy is there forever. So let's talk about other 3D objects. I can show you a couple other things here at the shop. If you would like to see some examples of 3D, I keep saying 3D. You guys know objects are three-dimensional, so I don't know why I say that. Object framing. If you want to see some more objects that I framed in the past, you can visit, sorry, that was my phone. You can visit frameandfiber.com. And there is a tab at the top for custom framing, and then you'll click into my gallery on that page. And there's a bunch of pictures from old and new, all kinds of picture framing that I've done, but some interesting objects for sure. So I thought I'd walk you around the shop and show you just a couple things that I have here that I show people. And before I do that, objects, because they are objects, always come with the word custom is definitely used for objects, because generally speaking, things are not, there's no set recipe or prescription for objects, because it depends on what it is. If it's a textile, if it's ceramic, if it is anything, because I frame anything. I framed an antique handgun one time, which was so cool. It was one of the original, I want to say Colt 45, but I could be completely wrong. But it's something like that from World War II, World War I. Oh my gosh, I forget. It was a very cool, it was antique. The gentleman who had me frame it did take the firing pin out of it, so I was super safe. But it was cool to frame that because he needed, so every object comes with its own needs as well. The gun needed to be able to be taken out of the box so that the gentleman could take care of it and maintain it. So I had to mount that in a frame to hang on the wall, but make it so it was removable. And so the way I did that was I took some foam. I don't remember the name of the foam, but it's not, you can't buy it at craft stores. It's, well, I guess you could, but it's made specifically for this kind of application. Anyway, I get it from Gaylord Brothers, gaylordbrothers.com. And so I traced the gun on the foam. I cut it out the foam, and it was a little bit smaller than what the gun was, so the gun could set in there, and the foam held it together with pressure, or held it up in the frame using pressure. So most of the gun, like if this was the foam, my hand's the foam, the gun was on top. So you could see the 3D of the gun. I don't know if that makes any sense. I wish I had a picture of that. It was in the foam, but I wrapped fabric around the foam so it wasn't ugly. Because picture framing has to be pretty. So let me show you a couple other objects that I framed. I'm just gonna walk around. This is the part about the live videos that I really don't like. I like to be able to edit and show you things that make sense. Okay, so, and I also don't know how to turn the camera around on a live. Oh, I can, it's right here. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around. Oh, it did. Okay, it turned around. Okay, so I'm a pretty avid hiker, or I haven't gone hiking at all this year. But these are feathers. It's a blue jay. I happened upon a murder scene in the woods one day. A hawk must have gotten the blue jay, but all the feathers were on the ground. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool, so I framed them. Object framing. This is my great uncle, and he was in World War II, and this was just some of the things that he had in his, that's his bracelet, in his closet. Let's see what else. Oh, you know what? Let me turn this around again. Sorry. Up there is a diploma, and I did the tassel. What else is object framed? Oh, here. I want to show you this one too. I have a couple of these. These are sea fans. And that's a sea fan. Sorry if you're getting seasick from... Isn't that cool though? You can see the shadow behind it. So let's see, flip this around again. Okay. So those are a couple objects that I have here. I used to have a lot more when I was an actual art gallery. I had things hanging all over, but I don't have them here anymore. So I've framed christening gowns. I frame lots of sports jerseys. That's something that I think everyone assumes you can frame. I just don't know if the average person thinks that they can frame all of the interesting things that they have. You know, if you have, I don't know, beloved little trinkets. Trinkets. I had a lady come in with all of her little ceramic figurines of dogs. And she wanted them in a frame so that she could have them on the wall. So I figured out how to make little shelves in a shadow box frame, and all the little dogs sat on the shelf. There's all kinds of ways to do things. If it's textiles, I usually sew them, or if it's like something like a jersey that is really rough and tumble, I can use those fasteners that I showed you guys yesterday. If not, I sew through the fabric with mylar thread. Yeah, the feathers, the sea fans, they were all sewn down to the mat board. So I generally stay away from glue unless it's something that is meant to be or can handle glue. Like I said, the symbol, I used silicone. I don't use silicone too often unless it's something like that where it's metal or a picture, a mirror. A lot of times it's just sewing. So yeah, that's object framing. I don't know if you have any questions or if you have anything in your house that you think of that you would be interested in knowing if it could even be framed. Leave me a message below and I will, or a comment, that's the word. Leave a comment below and we can chat about it. All right, pals, thanks for being here today. I will see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're talking about framing lingo. like how to talk to a picture framer. Yeah. All right. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.